When we talk about key performance indicators and metrics for companies and businesses, one chart type that stands out is called the scorecard. Power BI calls it card, and some other tools name it card and other things. But in Lucas Studio, it's called scorecard. Scorecard helps you aggregate numbers, get a simple summary of your measures, and with scorecard, you can easily see how your business is performing in terms of numbers. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your data buddy Kingsley, and today we will work on card visuals. In Lucas Studio we call it scorecards. Scorecards are easy to use, easy to format, and they are one of the most used visuals out there for any data analyst. Anyone who consumes data, it's easy to understand how to consume data in scorecard. Every data analyst want to display key performance indicators. They want to tell you the summary of the health of the company. And you know how we do it? Let us hop into my computer and I will walk you through on how to format your card and make it easy for anyone to consume your data. So this is the reporting interface of Lucas Studio. Today we will be working on scorecard, or what you can call card visual. When I go up here on add a chart, click on it. The second type of chart we have here is the scorecard. On this scorecard, we have the normal scorecard and the compact scorecard. So this is like a scorecard with compact number. This compact number has to do with when you want your number to show in units. When you want a kind of unit of number, you can work with it. As you can see here, 69.3K. That's like 69,300. So that's how it works. Now let me show you. Let me open this. This is the normal scorecard. Now we have 9,994 record count. This is pulling from our data source, supply chain, and this is the metrics record count. Let's pick up the other type of scorecard. This is the second type, and I paste it here. So it's picked up record category, but let's pick record count for it. So I'm going to go for record count and replace it here. That's it. So you can see what happened here. It approximated it and told you it's 10K. So this is the difference here. And at this point, you can easily see what the number is. This is an approximate figure. So this on its own can be misleading, but if you want to see the exact information, it's here. Either way, anyone you choose to start with, that is no issue, because from this normal scorecard, you can actually go to style and make it a compact scorecard, or you remove it. These points from from the compact scorecard, you come to style card, make it a normal scorecard. It's just up to you and whatever you want to. So none of them is so special. It just depends on preference on where to start. Now let's continue with this other one, the normal scorecard. So, like I said, this is a scorecard, and the scorecards are so important when you want to measure key performance indicators for businesses. This is one of the most used visuals in all business intelligence too, and it easily helps you get a summary of what is happening in your business or in your finances, in anything you want to do, any data set you want to analyze. This scorecard helps you quickly get the summary of what is in that data set. All right, so let's continue. When I click outside the scorecard, I lose my property pan. Everything about the scorecard, it's gone on the property panel. And it say, let's get started. Drag a field. I already have a field here, and that's on my visual. Immediately I click on it, I get the property pan, and that's where we are going to spend most of our time. Up here, you will see the card type. It is a scorecard, and if you want to change it, you can just click in here and pick in another type of chart. All right, let's continue. So again, we have the setup and we have the style. Let's continue with the setup. Below it, we have the data source, and data source is supply chain. All right. So the next is the date range. Let's continue. The next is the metrics, and which is what we have on this scorecard, the record count, and it could be anything. If we want to go to information like the sales, I can pick up the sales and replace it. Notice that, I'll expand this. Notice that whenever I pick up any field and drop it here, it actually replaces, it overwrites what is already there and gives us what the new information. This is because this is a card. It only can take one metric at a time. It doesn't even have dimension. It can only take one metric at a time. All right. So now on this metric, we see we have sum here. By default, it gave us sum. Assuming you don't want sum, you can actually come in and pick average, or you can pick the count and it's going to count all the rows. It's just up to you. It's still the same thing as a record. So if you want the minimum, you can pick up the minimum. If you want the maximum, you can pick up the maximum. If you want the count distance, which will not make sense in this case because this is sales, you can also pick it up. Of course, you can get your median, you can get your standard deviation, and even variance. You can also name it. I'll name it like maximum sales. You can give it a nice name there, and that is it. You can also come in here and do a kind of comparison, but we are not doing that. So this is it, and that's those are some of the things you can do here. I could do all these things on this. What if it is normal record? Okay, so unlike the product ID, you can see the product ID we made it a test data format. That's because you can't perform any arithmetic on it. Now, on things that are non-measures, on fields that are non-measures, like dimension, what can we do with it? What kind of display will it show us? What kind of metrics can we perform with it? So let's pick it up, product ID, and replace it here. So when we replace it, it's telling us that the product count we have 1,862 products. And that is count distinct. You can see CTD, count distinct. When I click on it, you notice I can only do counts. I can't do any other thing on this field. Because this field is a simple product ID and it's even a text. That's the data type I gave to it so that it doesn't confuse you. If I had, it's a number, but if I had made it a different data type like the numeric data type, it's going to allow us to perform some arithmetic, which is like a false positive. It's a false information. So giving it a test makes it clearer what it actually does. It doesn't perform any arithmetic, but when you use it in your scorecard, you can easily perform any kind of count. When a field is a measure, like numbers, currencies, you can perform your arithmetic operation on it. When it is not a number, when it does not represent anything that like number, you cannot perform arithmetic operation on it. If it's a product ID, any form of ID, allow it to be in text format. It is better, it is easier, and it is safer. So you don't get wrong false information. Okay, so this is it. And of course, we can also have optional metrics. So I could enable this my optional metrics, and as soon as I enabled it, you see the optional metrics icon come up here. Now let's bring in product order ID. Do I have any other ID again? Of course, I have my row ID. I'll bring it in here. Any other ID? I have customer ID. Okay, that's it. Those are the IDs I have. And when you look at it here, as a customer, as a user, let's go to view mode so we can see what it looks like. This is it here. So as a user can easily go in here and they want to actually know what the customer ID is like. And that's it. It gives them the total number of customer. And remember that's count distinct. If they want to know the row ID, this is count distinct, it gives you. And if you want to know the order ID, this is the order ID, total number of order orders, unique orders that we have here. And that's how beautiful this is, and how important this optional matrix is. All right, so I'll go back to my edit mode. I'll click here to get what I want, to get my property pan back. I'll still leave it on edit on, I'll still leave this on the optional matrix. So below it, you have sparkline. We're not going to work on sparkline today. It's going to be a different video. Okay, so other comparison option, we are not working on this. So, and then the next we have things like the dates, the default date range, which is showing also here. And this is the date range we're talking about. So with card chart, we don't have so much to it. Let's go to style. So this is the style. We could come in here and enable the the title and give it a title. Already it has a title by default, product. Say the number of products, and you can format it. Say I want to use 20, and I like Arial. I want it bold, and I want it in the middle. Okay, so, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so let's move on. I'm happy with that. Let's move on. And so you can decide to add conditional formatting, and it's so simple. Imagine if we have product count. I'm going to start using products. So if we say if it is greater than, if it is greater than 1000, if the total number of products are greater than 1000, what do I want? I want, of course, it's only one cell. So I want the text to be green. If this product's ID, the total product we have, unique product we have, is greater than 1000, I want it to be green. I want the text to be green. And this is what it looks like. And when I save it, yes, it is greater than 1000. Because it is greater than 1000, it is green. And that is the rule. You can also add another one. Okay, so let's move on. So this is the primary matrix. And if we want it to be a compact number, of course, we can make it a compact number. But I'm happy the way it is, because this is just a few numbers, so we don't need the compact thing here. Okay. How do you want to represent your missing data? You can come in here. If there's any missing data, you can make it zero. You can make it this. You can make it hyphen, blank, or null. And you have to be careful when you're using that, so as to be sure that it represents what you say it represents. All right. So we'll talk about label. And the label, first of all, we have product, number of products. We don't need this product ID. So I can come in here and hide the metric name. So that's it. And because this is centered, I will center the value, metric value. I will center it. And I'm happy with it. So see what it looks like. I'm happy with it. So let's continue and see what else we can do with it. What else can I do with it? Do I like that color? I think I like the color actually. I mean, this color green actually came with a conditional formatting. So we'll let it be that way. Let's make the font a bit higher. I'll make it like 36. So do I want any background color? Since I have that, let me give it a bit darker. Okay, I will make it lighter. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And everything you see here represents the background. So I can make the curve, I can make it curvy, like give it a radius. Let me click out and explain to you. So this is a very sharp edge. I can make the edge very round. And to do that, all I need to do is to come in here and perhaps give it, let's give it 10. 10 will be okay. And what else can we do here? This is the opacity. This is the opacity. Let's make the opacity 50. So you see, it goes down a little, but I think I want it the way it is. 100. 100 is fine. And what else can I do? I could add border shadow here if I want, or I could remove it. I don't think I need border shadow. So we can add border color here. Let me say I want to add it green. And by the time we're done, you will see it. And Green, I want it to be 2. So you can see it's coming out. Or if you don't want it to be solid, you can make it dash or dotted or double line. So imagine I made it double line. We'll see it as soon as we are done. Can also add padding to the left, to the right, and to the top. It's up to you. So if I add padding to the top, I don't need to add padding anyways because I think it's coming out. But if I want to add padding to the top, let's expand it and let's see what it's going to give us. Padding to the top. So padding to the top, I want to add like 16. See? That gives that space up there. And perhaps you need it, perhaps you don't need it. It's up to you what you need. All right, so let's keep it at 20. I think 24 is fine. Okay, that looks good. And you can also add author. Author means any padding you add, we add on all sides, left, right, top, and bottom. Depends on what it depends heavily on what you want. So the chart header, do you always want to show the chart header or not? So just leave it show on hover, which is fine. So that is the chart header. If you want to always show it, say always show. And now let me explain to you what it means by show on header. I'm going to click out. It's saying show on header. So it's not showing, but when you hover, it shows. That's what it means here. But I think that's a cleaner way to represent it. So let me make this a bit smaller. And okay, just whatever you want. Create your own card and give it that feel that you want. That's how this card works. The end of this scorecard visual. And guys, you can do whatsoever you want with this. It is very simple to use. It's simple to format and get the value you want. You don't necessarily need to put this background because it's not giving it give it the feel I want, so I can actually decide to remove it, make it transparent, or reset it. So anything you want to do, if you don't like it, you can reset it. So and this is how it looks. And I think I'm happy with this. If I don't like the border, I can actually go and remove the border. But this is fine. So that's it about this. If you got value from this video, please consider subscribing. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are wonderful. I appreciate you guys. Please share this video to your friends. Anyone you think that this video will be of great help to, please share them. Click on the bell icon. You will be the first to know when I upload any video. And remember to give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. All right, thank you. I'll see you next on Bar Chats.